everybody. So I've already got started on this for the interest of time because there's a couple of recipes we've done here that I've gotten away from me and had to talk a lot through a lot of cooking. I've already chopped up a good sized onion. I've taken 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and I am sweating them out. They're almost ready, so you know what I do at this stage. I always do kind of like this. And because the recipe asks for more, I am going to put a little more. Tonight I'm using my own recipe plus somebody else's. I'm using a Pioneer Woman, but I'm not going verbatim. This is out of her dinner time cookbook, but I'm not doing her recipe verbatim. What I'm doing is it's called Skillet Lasagna. So I'm kind of doing her version of it with a little loosey-goosey of what I think in there, because I don't have her exact, this is an example of not having all the exact ingredients, so I'm messing about with my own self. So we're ready now to add the hamburger. It's over here in the sink. So you can see the onions are all sweated out. I got that garlic in there. So I'm just going to add, whoops, there goes the paper with it. That's really brilliant. Add the hamburger. It says to have 1.5 pounds, but this looks like it's 2 pounds, which that's okay. I mean, since when have you ever complained when you have a little too much hamburger in something? If it has too little in there, you get a complaint because you're thinking, oh, I don't have enough of something. But I don't ever remember ever complaining when there's too much. So here we go. We're gonna smash this down and get it cooking. While this is happening, we're going to check on our pasta, which we have been cooking. I'm doing bow tie pasta. Let me just check on one of these. Now, I've been watching Rachel Ray since I've been stuck here without the kids. I say stuck here. I'm pretending that I hate it, but I don't. A couple of things Rachel Ray says. Leave this a little al dente. Stop cooking it all the way through because when you marry it with the sauce, it cooks a little bit more. So I'm taking her advice. And the other thing is, she always says to hold like about a cup of starchy water out. So I had already taken out, just before I dumped these, some starchy water. Because she says that starchy water marries the sauce to the pasta. Of course, that's not something that the Pioneer Woman says. So that's what I'm saying. I'm doing a little bit of everybody's advice here today. My pasta's all set over here. So I've got the starchy water in case you want to try it. I don't know how much of it I would use, but there it is, it's all set. So our pasta's all set here. We'll leave it there for a second. All we're waiting for now is to have our hamburger cooked all the way. And there's a few more ingredients. So, the Pioneer Woman talks about having Italian seasoning in here. I don't have a jar of Italian seasoning like she does, so I'm going to use which I love to use, as you all know, Mrs. Dash. I guess I could pull everything out of the cupboard to make sure I don't have Italian, but I'm quite sure I don't. I've never seen myself use it either, but Lord knows, who knows. So this is only going to take another couple of minutes to cook down. Once it does, as you can see, this is now, once again, a hamburger, not from the regular grocery store, so it's going to be leaner. So I don't expect us to have to worry about any kind of grease on here. But if you were using something from the grocery store, 70%, 80%, even 90% actually, you know, Tim, I should have put even more onions in there. It looks like with all that hamburger, there doesn't seem to be your usual hamburger to onion ratio in here. Sorry about that. Oops, another piece of paper here. So sorry. I don't have any more sweet peppers or anything, so we're kind of working on, I was going to put mushrooms in here. I could put them in now, but they won't be pre-fried or anything like the onions are. But remember when we worked on the mushrooms with the soup last night, how they're already sort of cooked because we were figuring out when they process them in the can, they must have them sort of cooked to be able to be. Do you want me to do it or not? Yeah, nah, too late. Okay. Bummer, guys. I was going to put mushrooms in here too, but I kind of got away with myself. I didn't want to, whoops, I turned it down because I was nervous about it going too fast, and then I forgot to turn it back up with the hamburger in it. So, the other ingredient, while this is cooking down, the other ingredients in here, she wanted to use marinara sauce. I do not have marinara sauce, so I'm going to use a traditional Prego spaghetti sauce, which will change it up a little bit. That's why I told you it was kind of a cross between the lasagna thing. That it's not a lasagna per se, it's a skillet lasagna. But it was kind of a cross between hers and mine because like I say, I don't have marinara, I don't have a few of the things, but I'm following the basic recipe. Like she wants to have sour cream in there. So when you add the sauce in, then you add sour cream to it afterwards. So it's kind of neat the way it's going here actually. The marinara sauce, if you would have added the marinara sauce to it, she wanted you to cook it 15 minutes with the marinara sauce. But since spaghetti sauce is pretty much already cooked, I don't know that I'll be cooking it the 15 minutes. I think I'm just going to put it all together. There's also sour cream in here is going to be interesting. I've never done that before, ever. So it's going to be a fun new, again, another piece of paper. A fun new flavor. And we're going to throw in handfuls of mozzarella cheese too. So that's going to be interesting. So it's kind of a cross between like spaghetti, goulash, you know, if you ever cooked goulash. Goulash is basically just using, it's just basically making everything you would for spaghetti, but you're just doing it with macaroni and you're putting it all together. But the difference in my goulash is once I've got it all together, because I use spaghetti sauce and hamburger and mushrooms and onions, and if I have any peppers and garlic, everything I'm doing right now, once I get it all together though, and I put the macaroni in this, I always use this pan. Once I have it all in there, I go into the oven with it. So I put the macaroni in with the sauce and the hamburger and everything, mix it up. Then I put a thick layer of mozzarella cheese on it, and I stick it in the oven on 350 for like 15-20 minutes, not very long, until the mozzarella cheese is nice and brown. Oh my gosh, that makes quite a coating on the top of there. So that's kind of a bonus little recipe I just handed you to do basically the same as this, only when you're done, and you can use any pasta. I use macaroni, but my goodness, I've been using every pasta under the sun, whatever I can get my hands on. I'm using all kinds of fun different pastas, like tonight's bow tie. And just putting, like I said, a handful of mozzarella on the top and sticking it in the oven. It is so, so good. So let's see what we have here. Nope, we do have some, so I'm gonna go and get, yeah, no, it's more than I expected. Let's see, I need a colander. Yep, right here. Over here, we're heading here. Remember, we never put this grease down the drain. Never ever. So I'm going to use my pot. There's a lot more here than I thought. I'm going to use my pot that I had the pasta in to catch it. And then I'll obviously dispose of it properly later, but never down the drain. Never, never. I'm going to say never again for like the third or fourth time. Never put your grease down the drain, or you're going to find yourself with some consequences. But you won't like what you have to do. Okay. There's a lot more in there than I thought. Look. Well, this wasn't Bob Pavazzi meat, so I don't know where this one came from, so can't remember. Okay.
I stole it.
Honestly, Tim, you're so funny. Okay, so here we go. Yep, this is definitely not Bob's meat because we would never have had all that in his for sure. That's all right. Okay, we got a lot of hamburger in here. Whoo! That's 2 pounds. That's a lot. All right, so now we're going to come back over here. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I'm going to take the time. It says to put, they wanted 24-ounce jar of marinara, which I don't have marinara, but like I said, I'm going to use spaghetti. So right now I've got 16 ounces first. I'm going to put 8 more ounces in here and see how it works, see how it looks. Remember, what I'm doing on my thing is I'm going to the center where your cups are on the outside and your ounces are down through the middle of the center. So it's actually 1 cup is 8 ounces. So to finish it off, and I'll see if I like the ratio, because I may not. I may want to add more because we have more hamburger than we're supposed to. I did the recipe from the Pioneer woman said to do a 12-ounce box of pasta, so I did do a full box of pasta just in case, because I knew I was going to have more hamburger. I almost feel like I'm just going to free pour. See? I feel like I need to free pour a little more so it doesn't look sloppy enough.
You can't get sloppy joes.
Well, no, but you're going to have to put a lot of pasta in there and you don't want it dry, remember? And then I'm going to take the half cup, like she said, half cup of sour cream. It's going to go right in. This is the interesting part for me. Maybe I need to do a little bit more because I added more pasta. I mean more sauce. So I'm going to go get my sour cream in so I can do just a smidge more. And my goodness, this needs to be turned down because it is boiling. Let me go grab another one. Never put it away when I'm done with it. Silly me putting something away when I'm done with it. How crazy is that? Yeah, I think I'm going to add a little bit more because I had more sauce to begin with. So there you go. Again, you know me, when I'm just cooking meals, I don't do a lot of measuring. Okay. Now this is the point in the book when she says to let it cook for 15 minutes. Well, spaghetti sauce is basically already cooked. And so I'm not sure I'm going to let it go for 15 whole minutes. But I'm going to definitely throw my... This is the point where she put the Italian seasoning in. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use this. There. I know, free pour, right? Well, that's the way I am on that. Yeah, and I could turn it back up a little bit now. I'm going to let it heat up just a little bit more. I think my pan's not going to be big enough for when I stick that pasta in there. We're going to be awful close to the top of that pan, aren't we? I'm curious. Sorry guys, I'm going to get a spoon and I'm going to taste this to see what the heck we got going on here. That's pretty cool. I can see why she wanted the marinara sauce though versus the spaghetti sauce. That makes sense now. And I didn't have a jar of marinara, so obviously I couldn't put it in. So this is where she has 1/2 cup of mozzarella. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball what a 1/2 cup sort of is. Like this. This is a healthy 1/2 cup. More than a healthy 1/2 cup. It's more like a cup. I'm just throwing it in there on top. And then I am going to throw my pasta in. I can turn this down now because I feel like I've been hollering over that this whole time, which I sort of have. Alright. One thing I noticed already is it's light colored because I added so much sour cream. I'm not used to something being light colored like, whoops, light colored like that. So, oh, look at the mozzarella doing its thing. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm wondering, do we need that starchy water that marries them? I wish this is the point in time where you all could like hit a button and vote for me. So whatever everybody thought I would do. Nope, can't do that. I'm on my own. I don't think I need that whole box for sure of pasta. I'm pretty sure I don't. Trying to look at what the picture, her picture over here of the end result is right here. And she doesn't seem to have it like, yeah, see here, stirring until it's combined, and that's what it looks like, and it doesn't have sloppy sauce around it like a spaghetti would have some sloppy sauce. So I guess we're supposed to keep adding pasta.
Need more pasta.
Yep, I think I do. I don't know though. I don't know how far I want to go with the pasta. I don't want it dry. And basically, that's the whole thing. It's not very far from, this is called Skillet Lasagna. Because it has all, well, not all the ingredients, because lasagna has like ricotta cheese or cottage cheese or whatever. But it does have the mozzarella in here, which is fun. And you can see that cheesy mozzarella stringy thing going on there. You think I should have a little more pasta in there or what? Yeah. All right. We'll do one more little turn of it. It says to use the whole 12-ounce box, but holy moly. Can't imagine. So to me, again, we're making this for the first time together, guys. I've never made this before. I just pulled out the cookbook and said, okay, I got to do something for dinner. Let's do something fun. And I pulled this out, and I always love the Pioneer Woman stuff. So I was just like, let's make something, but we're going to do it together. So I had no idea what the result, what it was going to look like. And I'm not exactly disappointed with it, that's for sure, but let's taste it. I can see by the taste why it's called Skillet Lasagna. It absolutely tastes like lasagna because of of course, maybe it's also probably because I have spaghetti sauce in there instead of marinara. I can see why she'd want the marinara for sure. The other thing is, I think I'm gonna get myself a bit more of this on the top. Get a little bit more flavor into it. Now, if I was making spaghetti sauce or true spaghetti, you know that at this point I would absolutely be adding syrup because I would be cutting the acidity. This doesn't taste acidity at all. It doesn't have that big acidity to it, so I'm not ready to add syrup to this. If I had tasted it and it tasted like high acid or whatever, I would have done it. I haven't used the starchy water because I feel like look, it marries well. It's not like spaghetti where you've got your pasta and then you put your spaghetti sauce off and it just doesn't stay on there. It seems like you're either getting a fork full of just spaghetti or sauce or one or the other, so you do need your starchy water then. I don't feel like you need it in this at all. This is totally coated 100%. I could probably, like Tim says, probably still add what little is left there of that pasta and it would all be coated for sure. So like I said, if I was making a goulash from here, if this was going to be my goulash, I would throw a whole host. I wouldn't have added the mozzarella in the inside, and I've never used the sour cream. For my goulash, it would just be browning up the hamburger, mushrooms, onions, whatever else you're going to put in there, peppers, anything you've got on hand. Always, the garlic just before the end so that it doesn't brown or scorch. Put the hamburger in, brown that all up, get the grease out if there is any, and that's when you would add your spaghetti sauce and whatever pasta you want for goulash. Then I would seriously have coated the top of this with mozzarella cheese or even a combination of cheeses. It doesn't have to be mozzarella. You can do mozzarella and cheddar and pepper jack and whatever you want for a flavor in there. Definitely, put those cheeses together before you drop the handfuls on there and seal it. Stick it in the oven on 350 for like 20 minutes, and that is a rock awesome meal as well. That would be what my goulash was like. So now I guess I don't have to cook it for you because I just gave you the recipe. This is Mrs. Drummond's. I can't remember what her first name is. Drummond. I know that she's the pioneer woman. I can't think of what her first name. Oh, Ree Drummond. This is her, not just her version. This is my tweaked version of hers for Skillet Lasagna. I will get to regular lasagna soon, but this does taste remarkably like lasagna. I'm just blown away how much it does. But I will get to regular lasagna as soon as they either find my recipe, or I know that a few people have posted answers to a couple of recipes that I can use, and I'll pick one of those if I can't find mine, because I still can't find mine. I've been trying. Until then, I hope you enjoy this. It has ingredients that you definitely have on your shelves and can make in, well, what did it take me? It didn't even take me a half an hour from start to finish. So enjoy. Bye.